So the key thing, and this is something that's come out from the examiner's reports time and time again, is that the students are not adept, are not brilliant at tying everything up back to the purpose of the business. So everything that the business does has to be for a particular purpose. Now, we've said elsewhere in the course that the main reason for running a business, having a business, is for it to be profitable. And I say to my students, everything that's written down for the case study business and the rival business is there for a reason and could potentially be used to analyse the data. Now, once they've done that, and just a reminder, in order to get into those top bands on the mark scheme, they need to be looking not just at the case study business, but at the rival business. Now, if they've already done some comparisons, the second title would be purpose of the business, and the third title is data about the business. Now, those titles, certainly the second and third, purpose and data, are already signposted. They're already given to the students in the requirements, the rubric of activity 1. Them to really get high up into the bands and the marks, they've got to talk about the rival business, and they've got to talk about the research that they've done as well. So let's just take that a little bit further to the case study business. What have they found out about their marketing in terms of their website, in terms of their social media presence, etc.? So how do we do that? The first thing to really put across to your students is that this section is about how, not why. So the recommendations are how can we improve, how can we develop, how can we market the case studies business. We don't need to give reason in this activity. The 3 broad categories. The first of which you can see there is customer groups. The second is trends in the industry, and the third is needs of the business. Now, the brilliant news for us as teachers and for your students is that every time they take the exam, every time the exam is set, this criteria remains the same. So we know that for activity 3, for recommendations, they will be asked to write about customer groups, trends in industry, and needs of the business, and that will always be the same. Now, in terms of scoring really well, again, the examiners expect a comprehensive range of coverage across the specification, and in order to get into those top bands, certainly 3, if not 4, they're looking for at least 3 different points in each of those 3 areas. So 3 for customer groups, 3 for trends in the industry, and 3 for needs of the business. Going to be very similar to what we looked at before, except this time make the point that you make your first point, which is the white there, and then the blue band there is them writing about, in this case, the competitor business. Point number 2, they make their point and they make reference or relation to one of the research businesses. And point number 3, again, another one of the research businesses.